The tiny blue spirit drifted ahead of Elowen, its glow shifting gently with every fluttering movement. Though it was small, no larger than a curled hand, it illuminated the forest in a soft, dreamlike halo. Shadows softened, tree trunks shimmered. Snowflakes sparkled like tiny crystals drifting through moonlight. Elowen followed with slow, steady steps, keeping her lantern low so its warm glow wouldn't overwhelm the spirit's delicate blue light. The forest grew deeper, quieter, as if holding its breath. But the quiet wasn't empty. It felt welcoming, like a vast room filled with sleeping guests. The bells sounded again. Tinkle, tinkle, soft, reassuring, calling her forward. The trail of footprints was long gone now, replaced by the spirit's path, a drifting ribbon of light, guiding her between tall trees and beneath arching branches. Each step carried Elowen farther away from Winter Hollow, but strangely, she didn't feel lost. She felt expected, and if something in the forest had been waiting for her for a very long time. After several minutes of walking, the trees began to thin. The spirit slowed, hovering near Elowen's shoulder, as though checking to make sure she was still following. "I'm here," she whispered gently. The spirit glowed brighter, pleased, and continued forward. Soon, the path opened into a wide circular clearing, a natural bowl surrounded by tall pines. The snow here looked untouched, smooth as silk under the pale moonlight. But what drew Elowen's attention wasn't the clearing itself. It was the sky above it. Where the forest canopy parted, the night sky shimmered with faint swirls of light, delicate spirals of silver and pale blue, drifting like slow-moving auroras. They twisted and curled, soft and quiet, like glowing ribbons caught in a gentle breeze. Elowen inhaled softly, breath fogging the cold air. "Oh, Whisperwood is beautiful tonight." The little spirit hovered in front of her and pointed upward again, toward the drifting skylights, then turned its tiny face toward her as though searching for understanding. Elowen tilted her head. "You want me to look closely?" The spirit chimed in reply. Elowen lifted her lantern just slightly, letting its glow mingle with the forest's soft magic. Then she saw it. Hidden within the swirling skylights were thin threads, delicate lines, almost invisible. They stretched from the treetops upward, connecting to the glowing spirals like harp strings in the night air. And every so often, one thread trembled. A faint shimmer passed along it, like a plucked note. The bells chimed again. The tiny spirit floated gently upward, stopping near one of the glowing threads. It placed its little hand close to it, without touching, and the thread trembled in response. Elowen whispered, "Are these your music? What we've been hearing?" The spirit turned, its tiny face softening into what felt like a smile. The thread shimmered once more, releasing a faint bell-like hum that resonated through the clearing. A soft, calming vibration filled the air. The snow at Elowen's feet sparkled faintly. The trees seemed to sigh. The spirit fluttered down again and hovered near Elowen's lantern. It reached toward the glowing light inside with shy curiosity, as if drawn to its warmth. Elowen knelt slowly in the snow to be at eye level with it. "You brought me here for a reason, didn't you?" The tiny being nodded once, a small, bobbing dip of light, then pointed again, this time behind Elowen. She turned and froze, not in fear, but in awe. At the far edge of the clearing, another glow had appeared. Not blue, not silver. Golden, warm, soft, like candlelight behind velvet curtains. And familiar. Elowen slowly stood, taking a few gentle steps toward it. The tiny spirit followed, chiming softly as though encouraging her forward. The golden light hovered near the trees, growing brighter as she approached. It flickered with the same rhythm she'd seen in the frozen fountain, the same warm, gentle pulse. "The sphere," she whispered, "from the fountain." Even from a distance she could feel its warmth, not physical heat, but a soothing presence, like a comforting hand placed lightly on one's shoulder. The sphere drifted forward, slow and patient, until it hovered directly in front of her. The blue spirit bowed slightly, almost respectfully, then floated aside. Elowen gazed at the golden sphere. Inside its glow, she thought she could see patterns, swirls, delicate lines, maybe even faint shapes moving slowly as though in dreams. She felt her heartbeat slow to match its gentle rhythm. "Hello again," she whispered. The sphere pulsed in reply. Snowflakes drifted around them in soft spirals. The forest held perfectly still. Even the wind seemed to pause, allowing the moment to remain untouched. The sphere tilted, just a little, as if regarding her. Then, slowly, it floated closer, stopping just inches from her chest, glowing warmly. Elowen felt an unexpected wave of calm wash through her, deep, comforting, like sinking into warm blankets after a long day. She closed her eyes for a moment. When she opened them, the sphere glowed brighter, then dimmed, as though exhaling. And then, a soft, warm voice echoed gently in her mind, not spoken aloud, not heard with ears, just felt. A whisper of warmth, "Thank you," for following. Elowen's breath caught, her lantern dimmed slightly in her hand. The tiny winter spirit chimed, and deeper within Whisperwood, something shifted, something waiting, something waking. The whisper lingered in Elowen's mind long after the golden sphere dimmed again. It wasn't loud, nor startling. It felt more like a memory, soft, warm, familiar in a way she couldn't quite explain. She looked at the sphere gently. "You can speak," she whispered aloud, though her voice barely rose above the hush of falling snow. The sphere pulsed, not bright, just gently, only when needed. The voice drifted through her mind again, like a warm breath brushing past her thoughts. Elowen exhaled, steady and calm, as if the forest itself was teaching her how to breathe slowly. The tiny blue spirit hovered nearby, chiming softly, a soft, tinkling lullaby that wrapped around the clearing. Elowen let her fingertips hover near the golden light, not touching, not daring to disturb it. "Why did you want me to follow the footprints? Why bring me all the way here?" The sphere shifted lightly, drifting back toward the center of the clearing. The winter spirit fluttered after it, tracing but didn't move by the dark blue sparkles and fields of blue breast healing. One, cow fields. Elowen followed them, her boots pressing gentle prints into the untouched snow. The sphere floated to the very middle of the clearing, then stopped. It pulsed twice, slow, rhythmic, like a heartbeat. The golden light expanded just slightly, enough to cast a soft glow across the clearing and illuminate the shimmering skylights above. The sphere's voice returned, warm and patient. "Something is fading." Elowen froze, not alarmed, but attentive, as though listening to a story being told slowly by candlelight. "Fading," she murmured. "What's fading?" Then, the tiny blue spirit floated forward and tapped its fingertip against one of the luminous threads hanging down from the treetops. The thread trembled. A ripple of dullness passed through it, a brief flicker where the light weakened. Elowen watched, eyebrows softening in concern. "Oh," the sphere continued, "the Whisperwood's heart grows quieter, its lights dim, its song weakens." The bells chimed again, this time softer, almost mournful. The small spirit's glow flickered, like a candle fighting a breeze. Elowen stepped forward, kneeling beside the spirit and the trembling thread. "Is this why the footprints appeared outside my cottage?" she whispered. "Were you calling me?" The blue spirit nodded, tiny face glowing with fragile hope. And the sphere pulsed again. We cannot restore the forest alone. We needed someone who listens. Elowen let out a soft breath, watching it swirl gently into the cold air. She wasn't sure why she felt so calm. Perhaps the forest itself soothed her. Or maybe the spirits did. None of this felt frightening. It felt gentle, natural, as if she had always been meant to walk here tonight. She spoke quietly, her voice just above a whisper. "What do you need me to do?" The sphere floated closer again, stopping just before her chest. "Walk with us," the voice said. "Watch with us. Dream with us." The forest quieted even further, as if leaning in. Elowen blinked slowly. "Dream?" The sphere pulsed once. "The whisperwood keeps memories. It keeps stories. It keeps dreams." The skylights above swirled softly, the threads shivering like strings on a quiet instrument. The golden sphere drifted upward, aligning itself with the faint spirals of skylight. "Something stirs beneath the snow," it whispered. "Something old, something tired." The blue spirit chimed sadly. Elowen felt her heart tighten, not from fear, but from an overwhelming sense of tenderness. She took a slow breath, letting the air fill her lungs with winter calm. Then, "Let me help. Tell me what to do, and I'll follow." The golden sphere brightened, warm approval radiating like a soft smile. "Then, you must see what the forest remembers." The tiny spirit fluttered to Elowen's shoulder and tapped her coat once, its touch like a falling snowflake. The sphere drifted higher, aligning with a cluster of glowing threads overhead. "Close your eyes," the voice echoed gently. "And listen." Elowen felt her heartbeat slow, her body relaxed, the forest air wrapped around her like a quiet blanket. She closed her eyes. The bells chimed softly, the lights hummed, and then the clearing dissolved into warmth, into memory, into dreams.